is up, you guys? Today I'm going to be doing a full face makeup review of new products that I just bought. Not everything I'm going to be using on my face is a new product. I have, I think, 6 new products, and so I was like, I might as well just test all of them out at one time. So for everything, like all the old products that I'm using, I'm just going to skip right through, and y'all are just going to see the ones that I'm trying out for the first time. It's going to be like a first impression style video, but more for like the full face, because 6 products is enough for me to like consider it a full face. So these are all actually drugstore products. They're mostly Nyx, Milani, and things like that, but y'all will see. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm gonna show you the new products I'm using. The ones that are not new, I'm just gonna skip you right through because it's not supposed to be like a makeup tutorial. It's supposed to be like a first impressions and like how I like things video. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right into the video. And to get started off with, I'm gonna be using my first product I'm going to be trying out. I haven't been using Maybelline products, like I said. I've said in my last videos I'm going cruelty free. This was something that was given to me, I want to say like 2 months ago, and I haven't really touched it. So this is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. Like I said, I just haven't picked it up yet. I haven't tried a new primer in a really long time because I have been using the Nivea Post Shave Balm for like 2 months or something like that because I've been so happy with it. I just haven't felt the need to like try out primers. I've just been happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this guy though. So I'm just gonna take, I don't know how much this is unfortunately because it was given to me. Like I said, I didn't buy it. It looks like a silicone based primer. It's kind of like a gel consistency. Pretty thick. It's like my initial reaction. I don't love silicone primers. I prefer cream primers, but I guess it's because it's supposed to be a pore eraser. I get maybe where it's coming from being silicone. I think most pore erasing primers are silicone based. It's very thick though. It's kind of like taking, like I'm having to press really hard to kind of like rub it in places because I can feel it on my skin. Kind of just sitting. So this is going to be one of those, obviously, I'm going to have to wear it. It is a primer. I'm going to have to kind of like wear it. I'll see how the makeup sits on my skin, but because it's a primer, I won't probably know how I like it until later on in the day, other than the way it just initially makes my makeup sit. It's like, the only thing that I'm like worried about is I do have like certain like greasy areas, and like feeling this on my hands, it's like it feels like it almost feels like I rubbed like coconut oil on my hands. So we'll see. I don't know how I feel about that yet. So the next product I'm going to be using, I'm not gonna lie, I used this one time before. It's my e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation in Sand. I've used this once. I was honestly so excited because I kept looking for it online and it was like out of stock on e.l.f.'s website, it was out of stock on Target, and I just went to my local Target and they were like fully stocked in it. So I had been looking for it online for a while and I couldn't find it. So when I finally got it, I was so excited. I was like, I'm digging into it. So I used it once already, and I'm gonna be honest, I really, really like this foundation. It's $6 from Target, which is kind of crazy, and it's e.l.f. So like, I never really would have thought I would have liked it. It looks like this. I didn't think I was going to like this because, I don't know, e.l.f. like skincare stuff, I just always typically end up doing a little bit more on the expensive side, but also, excuse me, my nose is really stuffed up, so I'm like sniffles over here. But yeah, so far I do really like this foundation. A little goes a long way so far from what I could tell. It blends out really easy, and it's a thick, thick consistency. And I'm just going to take my damp Real Techniques Beauty Blender and just blend that out. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm using such a minimal amount, and it's like really blending out. Like you don't need a whole lot of this foundation, and it just, you can work with it really easily. It doesn't dry too fast. So far, I'm actually a huge fan of this foundation. It's probably one of my new favorite foundations I've discovered. I know it's been out for a while, I just have never used it. I really like the way that it dries down the finish. I wore this the other day for like 14 hours all day long. It's summer here, humidity is crazy, and it stayed on my face really well. I get just a tiny, tiny bit shiny, but I feel like I can take even like a piece of like toilet paper and just kind of like super lightly pat my face, and it doesn't take a lot of the product off, like the actual foundation's still there, it just removes the oil itself. So far, I'm a huge fan of this foundation. The color selections suck. They're not very good. But for the price, I mean, if you can find your color selection, or even if you had to buy like 2 of them, you could buy 2 for $12 and mix them together, and it's still not bad, and I think the foundation's really worth it. I do think that the primer actually works pretty well with this. I probably still like the post-shave balm just a tad bit better with this, because I think it like kind of like really just makes it stick, because it's kind of a like drier, more thick consistency. I feel like it really gives it that like base, almost like that sticky kind of like coat to like really like put it to the skin. So I think I do like that slightly better still. But I don't mind that primer with this. I think it gave it just like a little bit of shine, like a little bit of a dewier look. So it's just a different kind of look. So I don't mind the primer, but I'm not like necessarily the biggest fan either. So we'll see. Next, I'm just going to be taking my Maybelline Fit Me and just concealing my whole face. So I will do that, and then when I move on to the next step that I'm trying out, I will put you guys back in. Alright, so I just went in and concealed with my Maybelline Fit Me, and then while that was setting, I went in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Soft Brown. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my next new product. I've heard amazing things about this with one of my favorite brands. It's Wet n Wild. I freaking love Wet n Wild. Like, so inexpensive. I think this was $3.99. It was either $2.99 or $3.99, and it's their Mega Glow contouring palette, and it's in the shade Dolce de Leche. And I've heard a lot of people talking about this and saying that it's an awesome thing, which if I like it, this will definitely be a go-to for me, because when I travel, I hate taking super big like contouring kits and things like that, whereas like if you could just throw this in your bag and be good to go with your contour and setting powder, it'd be amazing. So once I get this open, then I'm going to go ahead and go in and just set my face, and then also start contouring with this as well. Alright, so I'm just going in with my Morphe M438 brush, which I always use to set my eyes, and just going in with that light shade. Ooh. Very softly, because it's, do you see that? And just setting the under eyes. Ooh, I like how that looks actually a lot. It definitely has like a tiny little stroke in there, definitely packs a punch. So once again, you're getting even more for your money, which is awesome. But I like the shade of that a lot. It's very, very similar to actually what my normal under eye shade would be. I would maybe suggest like tapping. I'm just gonna go in with my super dirty Morphe E3 brush and kind of just like set the rest of the areas that I put concealer on with the same powder. I like the shade of this a lot, and I like how fine it is even for being a packed powder. It definitely doesn't look cakey on the skin at all. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks very just natural. Alright, so far I like that shade. I didn't think I was gonna like the light shade. I was actually more happy about trying the darker shade, but so far I actually really like that light shade a lot. We'll have to see, we'll obviously have to see how it stays, like how it does on like the creasing and all that, but right now I really like it a lot. So now I'm just gonna go in, Jesus, sorry, but like I literally dipped it in once. I don't know if you can see that. I like went and it did that. So it's a very intense powder. This is my Morphe M523 brush. I'm gonna go in and just slightly, wow, okay. Definitely be very cautious about the way that you use this powder. It's very intense. I mean, the color is really nice, so as long as it blends out, I actually will be a fan of this. Alright. Well, so far I kind of like how this looks. It's definitely a good shade. I think it could be very versatile for a lot of people, because this is, I mean, I have a little bit, I'm more tanned right now than I normally am, and it looks nice and it shows up, but it's not too intense, so I think that fairer shades could get away with it, and even darker shades than me, if you just build it up a little bit, could get away with it too, so that's nice. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Except this time, I'm going to dip. There we go. So far, I actually like that a lot. I like the color of it, and I like how easily it blended out, which I'm not surprised. Like I said, I've heard really great things about this, so this was a product I had maybe like a little bit more hopes for. I'm just gonna go very lightly around the corners of my head as well. So far, I really like the color of this. It's that perfect kind of like not too warm but not too cool either kind of shade for contouring that works really well for at least my skin type, and I think most people's too. So far I'm really impressed with this. I'll definitely be taking this with, like I said, especially on like trips with me and stuff, because it's so great to have, you know, just like one and done. Like I like so many like either, you know, powder, you know, highlight shades or contouring shades, but a lot of times they're not in the same, you know, kind of compact palette. So super fan of this. The next item that I'm going to be trying out is a eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my face with highlight and blush, and then I'm going to go in and do my eyeshadow, so the next time that I come on I will have a lot of this done, and I'm going to go in with my eyeliner, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so basically I just went in with both my ColourPop Between the Sheets blush, and then my Super Shock Cheek Wisp. Basically as my blush and my highlight. I will say so far, I'll make like a little side note, I do actually think that this the Maybelline Baby Skin Poreless primer, I do think it's actually making me look pretty poreless. The when I started to notice it was when with my highlight, like the rest of my makeup doesn't matter as much, but with my highlight I definitely notice my pores way more, and I feel like my highlight looks less pore filled, I would say, as of right now. The problem I do run into with primers is that throughout the day they tend to wear off a lot more. For me, I feel like I always have issues with my makeup like wearing off depending if I'm wearing like a bad primer. So far I actually like the way that this is making my skin look, the primer specifically, but we're gonna have to see how the staying power is, because that's kind of like my biggest thing for a primer. I have 3 different colors in my on my eye right now. They're just neutral browns. I'll put them in the description box. One is from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette in my crease, and then the other 2 are my Coastal Scents too. Like, and I wanted to keep it really neutral because the next part of this video is the one that I'm most excited about, and that is that I'm using the NYX Vivid Brights liquid liner in the shade Vivid Sapphire. It looks like this. I believe this was like $7.99 where I got it at Ulta. I haven't really seen people talking about these. I mean, I know the bright makeup looks and everything. Like, I know the ColourPop gel pots or like colored liners were like a big deal and everything, but I haven't really heard or seen anyone using this. So we will see, but I love different bright liquid liner looks. So we're gonna check this out and see how it works, because I also haven't used a brush like this in a long time. I'm so used to my gel eyeliners with my like brush that I always use. So we're gonna test this out, but I love the color of this. I wanted to keep the eye super neutral colored so that this was like the star of the show. So we're gonna go ahead and apply this and see how it goes. This is what the brush looks like. So far, I love the color. I'll say that. I don't know about the rest yet, but so far the color is awesome. Bright, super pigmented, which is exactly what I want in like a liner like this. The only reason I kind of stopped using liners like this too is, I don't know, I am not able to keep it from getting in my lashes when I use a brush like this. It's too wet, and I feel like it just runs and gets all over. But I can go wash my eyelashes off after this. I mean, if, you know, I'm not wearing this every single day, so it's worth it sometimes. Yeah, so far I love this color. I mean, I just love this like super bright royal blue color. So I am going to wing this out because I want this to be super dramatic. So far I'm really liking this though. I mean, the actual consistency of it is really good. I don't know if you can see, but it's pigmented. It's not like a see-through like some liners when they're like this kind of color. It can be way too just like see-through. It is like pretty thick, and it, you know, it's not like the brown underneath is showing through. So I'm going to go ahead and wing this. And fingers crossed it's gonna turn out well. Alright, so first complaint. I don't know if you can tell, my eye's watering so badly. Be very careful with this. Do not get this in your eye. I wear contacts, so like my eye's super clouded right now. It's probably not good for it. I went to go wing it on the outside, and I got kind of close to the inner corner of my eye, and I don't know if you can see, but a tiny bit got into my eye, and now like my tears are coming and it's just coloring the tears, and it's like clouding my whole eye and getting all over the inside of my eye and making my eyes water. So just be careful because it's very potent if you get it anywhere near or in your eyes. So I'm gonna have to definitely keep an eye on that when I'm doing this, because especially I wear contacts, so this kind of stuff makes me nervous. Very careful with this. That's all I have to say. I love the color. I'll definitely use this. But my eye almost like hurts now, like it's aching kind of. But I mean, also it's like, look at the freaking color though. Like, the color's awesome. So part of me is like, you know, I don't know, I just need to be more cautious. Like with this eye, I'm gonna do things very differently. All right, so what I have to say about this eyeliner is very strange. I mean, obviously y'all can see the color. The color is freaking amazing. It's like neon, you know, super pigmented. It was easy to work with for the most part. It kind of like gets a little cakey if you do too much. I don't know if you can see right there, compared to like, it's like you have to kind of just do like one swipe. Which for some people won't be an issue. It normally isn't an issue for me either. But the weird part about this is that, like I was saying, I got a tiny, like too close to like the corner of my eye, and it just like ran with it and couldn't get it out of my eye. And now I have like a weird headache almost. It like made my eye ache, and I can like feel it almost like giving me a headache. So that's really weird. Hopefully like no biggie, like not gonna like blind me or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, the actual color itself, you can be really careful with it. Like I said, just not layer too many times. This was like the best I could get this eye because it just kind of like got messy. But if you can not layer too many times, then it's pretty cool looking, I would say. So yeah, the next item that I'm gonna go in with, which was like the second one I was most excited for, is this Milani Runway Lashes in black. Like I said, I'm trying to go cruelty free. I'm trying to find like a new favorite mascara other than the L'Oreal Telescopic, and I heard really amazing things about this one. So I'm super excited to try this one out. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna build it up kind of like as much as possible, because that's the thing that I like in mascaras. I have to be able to kind of like build them up. So I'm gonna kind of build it up, and hopefully it doesn't get too clumpy. We're gonna see how this works out. And I actually had to get this off Amazon. I have no idea where people buy this or like where it's still on sale, because when I went on the, once again, when I went on the Milani website, it was out of stock. When I went on, I think like eBay, it was out of stock, but they did have this on Amazon. So, ooh, I like the packaging. It has like a, I don't know if you can tell or not, it has like a rainbow like sheen to it. So yeah, we're just gonna go in. I'm gonna start building this up, and hopefully, I hear this is one of those that you can kind of like build it up a lot. So that's what we're going for. We will see. So far it's okay. I like how it's not clumping, which leads me to believe that you can probably build it up a lot and try and actually get a lot of volume with it, and length. So I'm gonna let that kind of like dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back and kind of keep going. I feel like it might not be like really coating the lashes as much as it like possibly could be. Like I feel like if it was maybe like a little more wet, or if the brush was designed a little bit differently, like it would literally be like grabbing onto like every single lash. We're gonna keep building it up and see what happens. So like I went from the back and really like rolled it out and got like as much product as I could on there. Not the craziest about this mascara so far. It's not doing like amazing things. My lashes are decent, and they're one of those like where you don't see them a lot, but once you put mascara on them, they can look really long. Like I have people ask me if like I had fake lashes on all the time and I'm just wearing mascara, and I would say as of right now, this isn't too impressive. This isn't really doing much for me. This mascara is a no-go for me. I can just tell already. It's just not doing what like a good or even like decent mascara does for me normally. I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'm gonna call it a day. This is probably like half of what normally my lashes look like with like a decent mascara. So this was definitely, I would say out of everything that I tried out today, I probably liked all of it. This was a definite flop. I probably am gonna have to put falsies on. I was like hoping not to have to wear falsies today, but I'm probably going to have to because my lashes just turn out really poorly. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and show you kind of like, I guess like the finished look of like what this makeup look looks like when I'm done with it. Alright, so this is the final look. I wanted to like try and salvage my lashes, so I was going to put some falsies on, but unfortunately, I just feel like if I tried to like kind of see what it would look like if I put them on, and I just feel like it completely covered up kind of like what I wanted to be the focus, which was the eyeliner, and it did. So I went in with my telescopic mascara and just tried to like salvage my lashes as much as possible, which wasn't easy. That mascara sucks. I'm like not a fan at all. I was super excited about this. I heard people kept like saying good things about it, and I'm just not a fan of this at all. It did almost like less than nothing for my lashes, so wasn't a fan of this. The last thing that I was gonna do as like a review was I picked up my first Jesse's Girl eyeliners, and I was gonna like rim the bottom lash with this white liner, but I just feel like because my eyelashes were so looking, like I needed to like make it a little more dramatic, so I just went with my Trigolay in black and just lined the bottom waterline, and then I put on my NYX suede, whatever, I don't know. I'll put it in the description. I put on my NYX gloss as well to just finish up this look. I am actually about to go to work, so I like had to kind of like make this look presentable. So anyway, I would say definitely probably my favorite thing that I used today is definitely that e.l.f. foundation. I am in love with the way that this foundation looks. It stays, when I wore it the other day, like I said, for like 14 hours, it stayed all day long. It was really, really good coverage. Didn't make me too oily. I'd say that was definitely my favorite. I would say the next would probably be this one, the contouring palette. I'd say they're kind of like a close first place winners. I think they're both really great products, and I would say the one that I hated the most was this Runway Lashes. It's just terrible mascara. But everything else was pretty good. I would probably repurchase everything else except for that mascara. So anyway, I hope this was kind of like a good tips and tricks video for you guys. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed the way this kind of like look turned out at the very end. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.